Listen, I hope y'all WNBA players is paying attention. They will replace y'all asses. They have Caitlin Clark. They have Paige Beckers under contract. They have Angel Reese. They have replacement players they can go get. They have a slew of rookies they are about to draft.
Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest karma moment in professional sports history is currently taking place. And it's on national television, right in front of our eyes. We witnessed a 2-year campaign of hateful tactics, jealousy, and small-time sabotage against Caitlin Clark by the WNBA veterans, who are considered to be the game's leaders. On the court, they attempted to physically assault her. In the media, they attempted to mentally torture her. They attempted to prevent her from competing in the Olympics. They believed they could dim her light and maintain their tight grip on the league if they made her life sufficiently unpleasant. However, the price is all they have, and the bill is due today. We have clear evidence that the WNBA owners, NBC, Universal, and Peacock, two of the sport's key power brokers, have strategically decided to abandon the WNBA veterans entirely and proceed only with the Caitlin Clark business model. The headline is authentic. Everything was lost for them. And it wasn't terrible luck that cost them it. They lost it because they were unwatchable, unmarketable, and eventually replaceable due to their toxic behavior. Caitlin Clark is seated at the head table of the NBA on NBC, laughing with legends, signing huge agreements, and becoming the face of basketball in America, while the veterans are sitting at home mired in a nasty labor dispute that could terminate their season. The attempt to ruin her didn't simply fall through. It flopped so dramatically that the very people who planned against Hillary are no longer relevant.
NBC Sports, what they did is they flexed on them, okay? They flexed on them. Here it says, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. The WNBA is coming to NBC and Peacock. So,
you need to realize how big this change is. The NBA and WNBA recently inked a huge media rights agreement with NBC and Peacock. The network would typically spend months marketing the league's history, speaking with the seasoned players, and elevating the game's legends in a partnership like this. But take a look at what's really going on. Diana Taurasi is not being called by NBC. Breanna Stewart will not be contacted. The players who have been disparaging podcasts for the past year are not being called out. Caitlin Clark is the only person they are contacting. She has been brought on as a special contributor for their coverage of the NBA. This message is purposeful. NBC management examined the information. They examined the interaction on social media. Above all, they examined the nefarious strategies. The cheap shots were visible to them. They noticed the animosity. They also made the decision that they don't want to be involved in the toxic jealousy industry. They wish to work in the fields of ratings, sunshine, and buckets. Caitlin Clark is a pleasant, high-skill, fan-friendly product that symbolizes the future. As a resentful, gatekeeping, elitist club that despises its own supporters, the veterans stand in for the past. The WNBA's entire old guard is the dead weight, and NBC decided to cut them as a business choice.
WNBA, NBC, Peacock, they're pushing on and moving on with their promo, regardless if y'all signing this deal or not, because I'm pretty sure they got a contingency plan in place. They have a contingency plan.
Let's investigate the cause of this in more detail. The Players Association and the WNBA owners are now at odds. The players are making threats to attack. A 30% revenue share is what they are requesting. They are calling for pay raises of millions of dollars. Who is at the forefront of this movement? The veterans. These are the same veterans who don't accept the Caitlin Clark effect. The owners are giggling as they consider these demands.
Why?
Since they are aware of the reality. They are aware that there would be no revenue to split in the absence of Caitlin Clark. They are aware that the players who shoved Caitlin down are not being seen by anyone purchasing a Peacock subscription. Peacock is being purchased in order to monitor Caitlin. Thus, an alliance has been created between the networks and the owners. They have come to the realization that they can generate revenue without the WNBA as a whole. The Caitlin Clark program is all they need. They have protected their greatest asset from the negativity of the WNBA by providing her with this platform on NBC, regardless of the season. It's okay if the veterans choose to go on strike. Caitlyn will be on TV every Sunday night dissecting LeBron James. Either way, she wins. The veterans are ravenous after playing chicken with the golden goose.
Absolute abomination. Nike dropping the ball. Here it says Nike confirmed to Adweek it will not run a commercial during Super Bowl 60 this year, so there won't be a Nike X Caitlin Clark spot during the game.
Streaming platforms are brutal. They have a single concern: obtaining and keeping. Who is in charge of subscriptions? Is it the player who criticizes the new fans and gripes about charter flights? No, it's the player who maintains their humility while hitting logo threes. Peacock has successfully abandoned the notion of promoting the WNBA as a general league. The promotional promal, have you seen it? It is focused on Caitlyn. Caitlyn is the main emphasis. The other actors have been reduced to supporting roles in their own film. This is a direct result of their sly strategies. You are encouraging the audience not to care when you spend a whole year telling them that Caitlyn isn't that good or that she should wait her turn. And you know what? The crowd paid attention. Veterans are of little concern to them. The girl they attempted to bully is all that matters to them. As Caitlyn left the front door with the kingdom's keys, the veterans attempted to gatekeep the league, but all they managed to do was lock themselves inside a blazing structure. Consider the psychological damage this causes to the established order. Imagine sitting on your couch, wondering if your salary will clear this month, as a seasoned veteran and multiple champion watches NBC fly Caitlin Clark to Madison Square Garden to sit next to Vince Carter and Carmelo Anthony. They must be being eaten alive by it. However, they caused themselves this wound. They would have been seated next to her if they had embraced her, guided her, and understood that a rising tide lifts all boats. The endorsement deals would go to them. Their pride would prevent them from receiving the NBC segment. They were blinded by jealousy. Petty complaints were prioritized over family wealth. Now that they are gone, NBC has moved on. The network is aware that Caitlin Clark is more than just a WNBA player. She surpasses the league in size. The veteran is smaller than her. She is a cultural entity that can exist without their consent. It wasn't just physical violence that was used. They were systemic. Referees were stifling their whistles. During news conferences, the coaches were making disparaging remarks. The legends were using podcasts to downplay her achievements. All of this was seen by NBC. All of this was observed by corporate America. And, you know what? Liability is detested by corporate America. Dayton, the veteran, is a liability. They started to negatively impact the company. They made the WNBA into a hateful, dramatic soap opera. However, Caitlyn never used a negative word, instead celebrating basketball. She didn't participate in the drama. She did nothing but play. She arrived. She gave autographs. The game was revered by her. It's professionalism that NBC is recognizing. They are communicating to the world the importance of character. The supporters who have stood up for Caitlyn over the past 2 years are being validated. By abandoning the veterans, the company is endorsing Caitlyn's morals and denouncing the veterans' actions. What about the future? An era is coming to an end with this decision by Peacock and NBC. The gatekeeper veterans' days are finished. You must embrace the new program if you want to be a star in this league right now. The owners are obviously tired of giving in to the players who are holding the league back by giving Caitlyn so much power that they are removing the union's authority. The union has no influence if the league spokesperson is already working for NBC, even if they threaten to go on strike. The proprietors have managed to avoid the poison. They have eliminated the resentful intermediaries by creating a direct channel from Caitlyn to the fans. Now the veterans are yelling into thin air. They are able to picket. They have the right to object. On social media, they are able to post. However, they are unable to halt the machine. The rookie from Iowa has been selected as the machine's driver. Decades will be spent studying this humility lesson. The winning lottery ticket was in the hands of the WNBA veterans. They just needed to cash it. They only needed to say, "Welcome, Caitlyn," with a grin. Rather, they ripped the ticket and flung it at her. They are now begging for scraps while they watch her print her own money. They are to blame for the disaster. The media war was lost by them. The fan battle was lost by them. They have now lost the war of finances. Peacock has spoken with NBC. The proprietors have communicated. The fans have had their say. The WNBA is no longer a player democracy. It is Clark's dominion. The only option for the veterans who tie her up and stop her with their nefarious methods is to fade into obscurity. They ultimately just canceled themselves, despite their best efforts to cancel Caitlin Clark. NBC will broadcast the revolution, but veterans won't even be invited to watch. If you're enjoying this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications for the latest news of the WNBA. Thanks for watching.